If your Zenith record player is cycling too early, meaning the tone arm, when you have it on an automatic mode, in other words, it's not in manual, you've got it set on one of the record sizes, it'll allow this little component here to become a part of the oscillation below. I'll show you how that works in a second. But when your tone arm swings, you can see through that hole there's a little lever below that follows the swing of the tone arm. That little lever has a grounding cable on it that shorts out and performs the same function that your little button here that initiates the solenoid to begin a cycle does. So both of them, this function and this function, will activate the solenoid and begin a cycle, as it does at the end of a record. And what causes that to happen automatically, you can see underneath here, as I swing the tone arm, I'm going to get here, so I swing the tone arm, and you can see the little lever, this one right here, swinging and making contact right there with this contact, which has a wire that goes directly to the solenoid. So once this touches like that, ground is going to be provided to the solenoid and cause it to activate and begin a cycle. So what's happening is, before the tone arm hits the end of a record, on the top side, this is touching the little contact point. So what you need to do is gently move. You can either bend this part away from this part. You need to separate these a little bit, like that. And to do that, you can either bend this a little bit this way, towards you, towards me, as I'm doing here. I'm kind of grabbing it and twisting it, like that. Or you can take this and move it back a little bit like this. Both will allow this to do what it's supposed to do and cause a little bit more delay at the end of the record. Also, you have to make sure that it's not in the manual position. If you have your record size selector lever on anything but manual, it will work automatically. However, if you have it on manual, at the end of the record, nothing will happen. So anyway, what I'd suggest is to check this distance between this point and this point. This is a little oscillating bar that keeps pushing this away from this contact. And it does that. It's a velocity trip. So as the record's playing, this is going to get close to, and it might even touch this, except this little lever keeps pushing it away. And that's what happens when it's in an automatic mode. And that prevents early cycling. So just make sure your record starts at the very beginning. Otherwise, there's an adjustment right here on the tone arm, right here, this screw. And it's the screw with the little spring on it. See the spring? And that is what skews the tone arm either away from or into the start groove of the record. But it also designates the end of the pie. So at the end of the record, it's going to, if this is way early to start a record, this is going to be way early to end a record. So you want to make sure it's dead on in the middle of that start groove. And the way you do that is adjust this little screw, either left or right, to move this tone arm away from or into the record. All right, good luck with that.